Hi, today my colleague Marcus and I will talk about the importance of briefings and MCC. It's also a good idea to brief yourself even if you're flying solo. So we hope you like it. So here we are at the apron at Salzburg. We have just finished boarding and we have got our clearance from ATC. So now is the time for the departure briefing and safety briefing. So first we shall look at the NOTAMs. We can do this before in the briefing room, but this is how the NOTAMs look like, and we have nothing to worry about today. The weather today is we have cloud base at 2,000 feet of cloud ceiling. The wind is northerly with 7 knots. The runway is dry, and we have it's actually working now, so this has been fixed since last time, so we have no issues with the plane. We can check the SID chart. So we have SID chart, runway 15 for Salzburg, 30-1, 17th of October 2012. Transition altitude today is 6,000 feet. Aerodrome elevation is 1,411 feet. So do you want to read the procedure, because you will be flying?
Alright, so after takeoff at DME2 we will turn left to heading 350, and after we have reached the minimum 2,800 feet we will turn left to Salzburg. Okay. And warnings: adjust the speed as to remain within the area for visual maneuvering, and do not enter the hang, para and glider area, which we can see right here. Yeah. For communications, when advised by tower, contact Salzburg approach radio 123.725. For speed, maximum 250 knots below flight level 100, and do not accelerate before turn is completed and not below 2,500. Minimum climb gradient, climb with max gradient until passing 2,500.
Okay, that's no problem for us.
Yes. An altitude restriction, climb to 6,000 feet.
Okay, so 6,000 is set on the MCP. And the minimum sector altitude?
Today it's 11,000 feet for us.
And the minimum sector altitude in the north is, we have 4,000, and in the south 11,000 feet.
Yes.
Okay. So for the taxi, we will depart runway 15, so we will taxi out on Lima to holding point Bravo, runway 15.
All right.
Okay, for the takeoff, this will be a right seat takeoff. So you have, I suggest, LNAV at 400 and VNAV at 1000.
All right.
So it will be flaps 5, plates will be on, altitude brake is set to RTO, of course, and the runway is dry. Safety briefing. Up to 80 knots we will reject for any light or failure. Between 80 knots and V1 we will only reject for engine fire, engine failure, predictive wind shear warning, or if the airplane is unsafe or unable to fly.
Alright.
And if we have to stop on the runway, I will call my controls, retard the throttles, full reverse, you will confirm auto brakes and speed brake up. And if you can contact the ATC when we have stopped.
Okay.
And after V1 we will continue into the air, no actions below 400, size from silence to bells, and above 400 we will deal with the problem.
Alright.
Okay, so do you have any questions or suggestions?
No, it's all clear.
Okay. So we should be ready with the briefing, yeah. So now we will start engines and taxi out to the runway. Okay, so we have been cleared to start the engines. Start sequence will be 2 then 1. So I'm starting number 2. Check the N2. When it gets to 22%, we will turn on fuel flow. Fuel flow on and timing.
Alright, timing set.
We have N1, EGT, oil pressure. Cut out, starting number 1. You can reset your clock.
Alright.
You just press it twice. Waiting for 22%. And fuel flow on and timing.
Timing set.
So I think it's a difference between the NG and the Classic. The NG, 25% is recommended. But we're slowly learning the Classic.
Yep.
And we have oil pressure. And, everything looks good. Cut out. Okay, so after start procedure, yes, everything is on. Battery and generator 1, generator 2. Generators on the bus, the lights will flash. Window hood is on, no static on. Engine anti-ice. It's not required because we have total air temperature is 17 degrees.
Alright.
It's okay. Hydraulic pumps, engine driven pumps and electric pumps on. This is good. Insert fan. Backs auto, ventilation valve auto, right back auto, engine bleeds on, APU bleed off. Engine start, switch is continuous and we can turn off APU. RTO and flaps 5. We should do this before the first thing we do in the off the start checklist. We should put flaps 5 and then do the overhead check. Okay, takeoff checklist.
Alright. Flaps.
Flaps 5 green lights.
Stabilizer trim.
See 5 units.
Cabin.
Notified.
Transponder.
Transponder, we will wait until we line up.
Weather radar.
We don't need it.
Checklist completed.
And let's do the takeoff briefing.
Alright, so after takeoff at 2 DME we will turn left to heading 350, and after we have reached the minimum 2,800 feet we can turn left to the Salzburg, and at 400 feet LNAV and at 1,000 feet VNAV.
Okay.
That's about it.
So when we line up, I will give the controls to you.
All right.
And we go from there. remember the procedure?
Yes.
So 40% toga, you say setting thrust.
Yep.
Then you release, you can hold your stick and push it forward, and then I will do the call outs. Okay, we can start from here. Okay, runway entry procedure. We have transponder, TARA. On the lights. Auto thrust arm. And strobes on. And also this, the flight. This is not in the NG.
Alright.
Okay, is this good? You have control.
I have control.
My radios.
So are you ready for the takeoff?
I'm ready.
Timing.
Takeoff.
Setting thrust.
Press set.
Check.
$80 knots.
Check.
V1 rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up. $400 feet.
LNAV.
LNAV. $1,000 feet.
VNAV.
VNAV. And we will soon turn to the left. Good. We'll increase the altitude 10,000 feet.
Check.
Flaps. I would say
Alright, flaps up.
Flaps up.
After takeoff checklist.
Takeoff checklist. APU is off. Engine bleeds on. Tax. Auto. Landing gear up and off. Flaps up, no lights. Altimeter standard set. And standard sets. Checklist completed. We will level off here at 10,000. Have you trimmed? And we can turn on. You can turn on the autopilot B when you have trimmed the airplane.
All right.